This is to demonstrate the Lokithor JA300. Got a trailer tire here. This is actually a P22560R14, and I deflated it somewhat, so I'm going to check it with this tire gauge. Let's see what we got. Basically 0 psi. Here's a Jayco brand new, no air pressure whatsoever. Basically 0. Now let's hook this guy up. One thing with this is, even though I lubricated this Schrader a little bit, it's hard to come off because of rubber. I think it's brand new, so when I push it down, that's no problem. But taking it out, I have to pull this out and tore out a little bit of the rubber. So let me insert this. Okay. And let's power this on. I have it set to 35 psi. We'll do 36. It is important to note that before you power this on, this needs to be disconnected. So then you power it on, and that way, otherwise if there is air pressure in here, let's say it's 10 pounds, and you hook this up and then power it on, it'll zero itself at the 10 psi. So it's important to power it on before. And this thing times out in about 30 seconds or so. You gotta be somewhat prompt. Okay, so now we're reconnecting. And then I'm gonna engage the pump. This pump, when you press it once, it doesn't come on. So you have to hold, which is good. So it's connected here. Let me tighten this. And let me hit pump, hold. It's not too bad. Is it hot? Let's see, not too bad, but outside right now the ambient temperature is about 45 degrees in California, and it's very overcast. So it doesn't start burning up. It wasn't smoking or anything. I don't smell anything too bad. This battery was not fully charged up, but even though it showed 4 bars, I just got this unit a few minutes ago. So let's see, it dropped to 34 pounds, not sure why. Maybe there's a little leakage right here. But for the most part, this will save me when I'm out in the middle of nowhere and I have low air pressure. Example of me pulling this off. It's kind of tough. I did lubricate it a little bit, but I'm pretty sure after I use it for a while, it may get better over time. I don't know if you can see the inside. The rubber's fairly thick and it looks pretty decent. I think after a few uses it'll loosen up. This thing screws on over here pretty easily. And in case you don't know, just in case, if your battery is full zero flat, less than 1 volt, the override for the output of the charge port cables is by holding this button and now it forces an output of here. 11.5 volts. Is that enough to start up a car? Yes. I've used this model many times. And even at 11.5, it will start a V6 3.0 Nissan, for example. And to turn it off, you just hit it once. And that's the beauty of this. This is safer. Rather than many of them have the boost button on the part that plugs in here and it gets in the way. This has rubber feet anti-slip, which is pretty good. The handle may get in the way if you have a small vehicle and trying to tuck this into the spare tire area, which I normally do, but it makes it handy to carry. Let me turn this off. There we go. And then this on-off button actually works. Just hold it for like 3-4 seconds and it'll turn power off. Other models, other brands that I've used, it doesn't have a power off. You just have to wait for it to time out. That's not very good.